Hi guys, this is the officially unofficial geek channel, Spoilertastic Weekly Comic Roundup. I am your host as always, Carrie Quinn. Let's not waste too much time this week and let's get into the comics. But first, just a little tidbit for you. I've been doing some new kind of content and I just want to give you a little bit of a preview to what I'm going to be talking about this Tuesday. I'm going to be doing Collected Editions Tuesday with a collected edition of Harley Quinn comics. So if you're into early, actually more like New 52 Harley Quinn, please tune in and turn it up because that's what I'll be talking about. But anyways, just working on some more content here and there. I'm not going to go ahead and go into a lot of that right now. What I want to do is I want to get to the comics this week because we've got some good stuff. As always, I do this from my least favorite to my most favorite. And let me tell you something, guys. This week was not bad, okay? Here's the thing. Even the thing that I have on the bottom is not even really that bad. I have technical things that I have to say about it. Nothing really story-wise that I have to gripe about. I guess you could say, my gripes are kind of related to the story, but overall, still really enjoyable. So this was a great week. This is a great week for the comics that I read. I got my Monster here this week. This week, as you can tell, I am drinking Monster. Monster does not sponsor me because I only have 29 subscribers, but you can help with that. Let your friends know that I like the comics and I like the pop culture and I do that sort of thing. But I do really enjoy Pacific Punch Monster, and that's what I'm drinking right now. So if I seem a little hyped up, you know why. So let's get into this. First on the hit parade is Superman, Son of Kal-el. Okay, here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. Do not get mad at me. I did very much like this issue. I did very much like Superman, Son of Kal-el. I like that Lois Lane is up to her old tricks, investigative reporting and everything like that. I like everything happening there. So great story. I'm enjoying the clean, precise art from let's see here from Tim's and Hi-Fi. I'm really enjoying the team of John, Superman, and Jay. And it's great to know a little bit more about Jay and his backstory. And I think it's great that Batman is still trying to help Clark's family stay safe. And like I said, I love that Lois is up to her old tricks at Star Labs. So Star Labs yeah, here's the thing. I thought I would accentuate the positive before talking about the big problem I do have with this book. DC. So, is Robin book not canon? Or is Superman Son of Kal-El not canon? Or did you just release a book that gets ahead of a storyline of another book? Also, Batman currently in his issue is dealing with Batman Inc. And Robin, if you've been reading Robin, is just been zapped back in time. He literally was blasted to the past. And so how do we explain the fact that Damian Wayne is already in Star Labs? How do we explain the fact that Batman was visiting Clark's family when they're both nowhere near that? How do we do this? All I have to say right now is, one, you could read this and not even worry about is things in order, that kind of thing. How's the continuity going? Is it going okay? The thing is what we're sitting here and we're doing is, to me, and I think some people feel the same way, it kind of takes out of the story, because you know that when John visited Damien before, he visited Damien on Lazarus Island. He did that. That happened a number of issues ago. He visited Damien on Lazarus Island, and Damien was like, "How did you get here? How did you know I was here?" And John's like, "Well, like best friend tingle, okay." So Damien literally is not in Metropolis right now. Damien is, well, like I said in the past, Batman is dealing with Batman Inc. stuff. They're not there. I mean, in all honesty, you could have had somebody else from the Justice League come in, say, "Yeah, we're dealing with this, Star Labs, blah, blah, blah." You could have had somebody else doing all that. Or if you wanted to keep the idea of Damian Wayne coming in and saying, "Hey, John, I get it. I know who you are. And this guy seems cool," and referring to Jay, you could have still done that. But you needed to get Robin back from the past in order for it to make sense. So that's my major gripe about it. Other than that, I love the interaction between Damien and his friend John, being like, "You know what? That whole, every kid is worried about, telling his friends, his family, and everything like that about differences, especially anything that has to do involving sexual orientation." And they all dream of the kind of way that Damien reacts to John, and it was really beautiful. It was lovely. It was basically like, "Hey, man," when they came across each other in Star Labs, because that's how that happens. He's like, "You know what? I'm your friend. I'm gonna be the greatest detective of all time, someday." And yeah, I know, and I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you have this in your life now. Um, and it was a really beautiful moment. I wish that it could have been done a little bit more in continuity, but you know what? It was a great moment. It was a great book. And like I said at the beginning of this video, nothing is really terrible this week. So it's a really great week. With that said, we're going to talk now about Crush and Lobo number 8. This is the last issue of Crush and Lobo, and I am sad, guys, because I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Crush and Lobo, but it was an excellent end to this limited series. I enjoyed this very much, and I have to say, I probably would have also bet that Lobo would have ended up nude in a chase as well. In the end, they worked together. Crush and Lobo worked together and defeated the prison, and all that was really kind of cool. And they worked together. They went their separate ways before trying to kill each other. Or no, let's put it this way. They worked together. They went their separate ways instead of killing each other, which is always good. Good for them. Character development, growth. And so, but here's the thing. She's not done growing yet. And apparently she just got a new job offer, Crush did. Crush is going to actually become kind of like a bounty hunter. That's where they left the story. And they left it kind of open for new Crush content. Come on, DC, give me some Crush content. I want to see Crush as a space bounty hunter with her space lizards. Her party space lizards. Yes! Give me that, because that would be freaking awesome. Let me tell you, that would be awesome. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is Justice League Incarnate, issue 3 of 5. Okay, so okay, I've heard this kind of moment before. That moment where everything is happening at once and you're not quite sure what's going on, but you're still here for it. I've heard of this because, and I think that's where I am That's the place I am with this book, because holy shit, everything is happening everywhere. And I do mean everywhere. The moments where Thomas Wayne ends up on the cartoon character Earth is really funny. His discomfort is really funny. Anyways, so everything is happening all at once, and it's really hard to kind of pinpoint exactly how this goes in a linear line, because it's not linear. There are multiple universes, different places, different Earths, and shit, guys, like, everything is happening at once. I'm not completely sure what's going on, but I'm here for it. And I do really enjoy it. And, you know, even with all the confusion, it is still really great. I loved that Darkseid was a DC editor, because here's the thing. What happens is you get some of them, they all got, in the last issue, got blasted off to different Earths. So, like, you have Maya, Dr. Multiverse, and not Captain Carrot. You have Dr. Multiverse and President Superman are on what basically represents our Earth, like me and you, our Earth. And they get the idea that they're going to write comic books so that they can communicate with the other Earths. And what's really funny about this is it seemed kind of weird that President Superman has a chance meeting with an editor of DC in a comic book shop. Seemed kind of weird and out of place when you first read it, but then you come to find out that actually that DC editor is Darkseid. Darkseid is the DC editor. Somebody might have been getting their frustrations out. But oh well. Here's the thing. I love that our world with comics is represented here. And another tidbit I really loved is that Donna of Troy is a swashbuckling pirate type. Love that. I'm not sure as a whole where this is going, but I think that's the point. I think that's the point right now. I love everyone trying to do what they need to do to save the multiverse and, you know, save Barry Allen, you know, and it's not quite working out the way they want it to. So real quick, next one that we're going to talk about is Elvira meets Vincent Price, #4. This is another ending issue to a short little limited series. Vincent Price, the ghost of Vincent Price, has sought out Elvira and Elvira's help in trying to keep an old Egyptian goddess from summoning her old Egyptian god husband to end the world, take over the world. Yeah. So this is the last issue of that, and basically what we find is Elvira getting in contact with some of these, you know, has gotten in contact with some of Vincent's old friends that worked on this old movie that never released. And now they're in quite the predicament because this Egyptian goddess has now captured them and is about ready to do her thing to get her Egyptian god husband back. And what we find out is that Best is actually, it's an Egyptian goddess, Egyptian cat goddess, is actually been on Earth all this time, disguised as a human archaeologist. Whew. Well, in the end, all is said and done, they win, of course, and they leave it kind of open for the ghost of Vincent Price doesn't leave, and he's like, maybe I've got some unfinished business still going on here. Elvira gets her series on Deathlock, and it leaves it open to possibly Elvira and Vincent Price Detective Agency. That sounds like a great idea. I'm just saying. Dynamite. It sounds like a great idea. Do it. So the next issue that we're going to talk about today, getting back into DC, we're going to talk about Batman 119. Nice. Nice. I loved it. Okay. So Batman seems to have this rapport with this detective, and Lex apparently bought an entire restaurant just so he can pour out one for his homies, with million-dollar wine. And homie being the Wayne Fortune. He seems a little bit, too bad about the Wayne Fortune and talking about it with Bruce. We always knew that Lex loved power and money, and now he wants Batman Inc. and wants to team up with Bruce. For whatever reason. Usually it's probably nefarious, because it's Lex Luthor. Anyways, Bruce takes a hard pass on that one, but decides examining the body that they brought in of Abyss sounds like a good idea that Lex had. He just wants to do it on his own. Unfortunately, that means temporarily borrowing the body from the morgue, and then, for his efforts, getting attacked by Abyss, who is actually not dead. Abyss is not the body in the bag. Whoops. Apparently, they know Batman for unknown reasons and ways, and now Batman has been blinded. Groovy. Great. Love the storyline. I love this whole, Lex Luthor wants to take over Batman Inc. for unknown, probably nefarious reasons. Lex Luthor just does not give an F and will pour out multi-million-dollar wine because he's mourning the Wayne Fortune. That maybe. But let me tell you something. Do not, under any circumstances, make fun of Nightwing. Do not make fun of Dick Grayson, because that sends Bruce Wayne flying over a table at ya. You guys catch that? Yeah? Bruce Wayne going Bruce Wayne nearly flipping a table just because he's talking about Dick Grayson. Yeah. Yep. Do not talk bad about Mr. Robin Prime. Speaking of Robin Prime, let's talk about Detective Comics 1047. Shit, guys, this is great. I'm enjoying this. Shadows of the Bat. Hello, Deb Donovan. If you are a fan of my show and you have watched my show in previous times, whenever Deb Donovan has shown up, I love Deb Donovan. We love Deb Donovan here at the Officially Unofficial Geek because Deb rocks so much. And apparently, she is cool enough to have lunch with Batwoman outside her cowl. Now, technically, Batwoman is still wearing sunglasses and her wig, but still, Deb. Love Deb Donovan. Anyways, Deb Donovan, if you're not familiar, is an investigative journalist, and she ends up at the press conference for the new Arkham Tower. And apparently, when they discover that there's this Dr. Ware, this new doctor, has this miraculous cure that helps somebody, in 7 days, apparently Deb thinks miraculous 7-day recoveries smell fishy at the new Arkham Tower, but that's what Dr. Ware is talking about. Chase Meridian is also there to help look out for the mayor on Batman's behalf and recommendation. And so there's that. And I'm not sure exactly what that means yet, but that's okay because we've got 12 weeks of Shadows of the Bat, and I really do like the idea of this just being confined to Detective Comics because it means one writer is writing this, and that is Tamaki right here. Tamaki's been doing a great job with Detective Comics so far, and this issue was no different. So on day 7, we have this press conference. We have the lunch between Deb Donovan and Batwoman. And truth is, Deb was probably right to be concerned because we do jump forward in time 24 days for shit to hit the fan at Arkham Tower. And Nightwing and Steph and Huntress are inside the Hell Zone and of the tower somewhere. And well, Dr. Ware, this doctor that had this miraculous 7-day treatment, has just taken a swan dive out the window. So yeah. And we know that Nightwing is outside. He does not have his costume. Huntress is somewhere. Steph, not sure where she is. And shit has hit the fan. I'm wondering if we're going to do something in the next issue where we kind of go back, where we have this jump in time, 24 days, which thank you, Tamaki, editors at DC. The time jump was clear. Thank you. I love that. And I feel like we're going to probably take another step back because there's this writing thing where basically, you know, you take a jump up and you show the climax of everything, and you're like, okay, guys, hold that thought. When we're going to go back and we're going to talk about everything that led up to this point. And that's what I think this story is going to do. But Tamaki is doing great, and I really have to say that I would like to see her on bigger books. I know Detective Comics is a pretty big book, and I know she's done some pretty big stuff, but you know what? I think I would like to see her on the big boys. Big boys. Like Batman, maybe? I know Williamson is doing great right now. He's had 2 issues in. It's great. I'm loving it. But I'm thinking after Tamaki? Think about it. Think about it, DC, if you happen to see this. But here we are. We are at the coolest, in my opinion, series going on right now. It's a limited series. And it's my pick of the week. It is Dark Knights of Steel #3. Everybody be talking about this one. Everybody talking about this one. Let me tell you guys, I don't normally read fantasy. I watch fantasy. I watch fantasy movies. I watch fantasy TV, but I don't normally read fantasy. And let me tell you something. This is, if there was a scale 1 to 10, it's 10 out of 10 every issue. This is absolutely fantastic. I love it. This continues to be a lovely redo or send up of DC typical lore. I'm liking the ways different characters are showing up. Like when Batman asks Harley to speak to the Lady of Forest, I think that's Ivy. Jefferson King is dead now, and Zala Jor-El is the killer, and she going nuts, guys. She's going nuts. She's killing a lot of people right now, and she needs to take a moment and count to 10. Process her feelings of vengeance. And then go about it. I mean, if you can't convince yourself out of your feelings of vengeance and revenge and all that, then at least go about it a little bit more calculated manner. Instead of just kind of going nuts on everybody. Because that's what it seems like is happening here. Your girl is going nuts on everyone. She hasn't even made it home yet. Guys. And she has a body count. And that body count includes a prince, a king, a whole set of knights. The men in metal, the metal men. Jeez. But anyways, if you've been reading the series, you know that one of the things that got revealed in the first issue, right before Jor-El got killed, was that actually Jor-El got it on with Martha Wayne and produced our boy Bruce. Hey, awesome sauce. And nobody else knows it. We thought nobody else knew it. But apparently, at the end of the issue, when Bruce comes in contact with Kryptonite and feels all weird and wonky, Alfred knows. So we'll have to see where this goes. Now, what are we thinking is happening here? You know, I've heard some interesting theories. You know what? I'm thinking we're going to see some more stuff. It was brought up to me by my boyfriend early today. I think he's right. We're going to be seeing some more stuff from Superman history and lore coming into play very, very soon. And I'm excited about that. This is 12 issues, and we're only on number 3, and it is great every month. Seriously wonderful. And that's why it's my pick of the week this week. So, okay, guys, that is all I have for you for comics this week. Please remember, do all the YouTube things, like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you thought of the issues that I read. Maybe I'm not reading something you're reading. You think I'll like it? Let me know. I love suggestions. Please let me know what you think. Give me suggestions. I love it. I try to respond to every comment that is on my videos. So, please like, subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends if they like comics. Let them know how cool I am. This is the officially unofficial geek channel. I am Carrie Quinn. This has been your Spoilertastic Weekly Comic Roundup. Please, until next time, take it easy, and I'll be seeing ya.